Now this is a professional fighter. He's won 7 fights, all by knockout, and he's gonna train me. But here's the catch. I know nothing about fighting.
That's fine. Give me 6 weeks, I'm gonna make you a great fighter.
And in those 6 weeks, he was not playing. I showed up and remained there every single day, and I started off like a straight up noob. I had no form, no technique. I didn't even know how to move my hand forward. You can see my elbows flaring out. Every single bit of my technique was at level 0, and that should be motivation to you. When you see how I look now, it's a whole different story.
1, 2, 1, 2. Across. Yeah. 1, 2, slip.
But before I got here, I'll be honest, it took me some freaking work. Look at my elbows. They were flaring out so far out that my coach had to literally place like a boxing glove right between my rib and my elbow so I can keep it tight. I also had the issue of leaning in too far forward when going for a jab, and obviously leaning in can get you knocked out in a real life fight. It exposes your whole body, your face, you just become a sitting doll. And the third habit I had to break was dropping my hands way too low after I threw a punch. They should always return back home and protect your face. If your opponent knows anything about fighting and he sees an exposed chin, he's gonna give you that melatonin punch and put your ass to bed. And now I'm starting to realize the hard reality of all of these years I spent going to a gym and spending hours every single day trying to bench press more than my boys or taking more whey protein than anybody else. All of that shit doesn't matter because this entire time I could have gotten my ass laid out by a 12-year-old that knows how to box. All of these small techniques and skills are really the difference between you being awake or asleep when you get into your next fight. And going to the gym, if we're being honest, is not gonna help. And now it's day 2, and I feel so... Literally every muscle is on fire right now on day 2. My shoulders, my arms, my back. I've worked out before, never felt a soreness like this from muscles I never used before in my life. I guess this is the part that nobody really talks about, but when you first start boxing, the soreness is so excruciatingly painful that if you're not mentally prepared for it, you might actually quit. That's how hard it is. I tried to act tough in front of my coach Manib, but he can see right through it, and he just took it easy on me for the first few days till I can recover again. And once you do recover, the soreness does not come back as long as you don't quit. And just after a few days, I feel a lot more confident in my ability to throw punches and keep my hands up. I kind of know where my punch is gonna land as I reach out my arm, which is a thing that I've never had before in my entire life. I'd kind of just extend my elbow and God knows where that shit's gonna land, but now I actually have more accuracy, and the reason for that was hitting the mitts. This is the most fun part of boxing and honestly the most effective way to get better so fast. You do need one thing. You need a good coach that knows how to hold the mitts, because even though it looks easy, this takes actual skill. Not anybody can just pick up a pair of mitts and then you start hitting them. And I quickly realized that hitting the mitts is one of the most fun activities ever. You're getting a full workout, your heart is racing, you're dripping sweat, you're becoming more accurate, distance is better, throwing punches is harder and faster, but not only all of that, you're literally having a blast. It's like playing a video game. If it wasn't for my heart rate beating out of my chest and me possibly passing out, I'd probably be hitting the mitts all day long. Considering my coach can keep his hands up for that long, I would just keep on going, bro. And the best part of all is after we hit the mitts, the coach starts to punch me in the stomach 10 times every single day. And this actually, I'm not gonna lie, made me a lot stronger in a real fight. I can take a punch, no issue, because I got my ass beat by my coach every day.
There you go. Good. Woo! Hey, these are 8 ounces. I hit them with the 8 ounces.
And we're already at 1 week, and I'm here to show off my 1 week progress update. And I was so excited to show the camera how good I got, and I didn't realize, like, I was pretty bad. Like, this looks really, really bad. Oh my God. And now it's week 2, and we finally start incorporating defense into boxing. Now that's not only just, picking your hands up, but it's actually dodging punches. And I'll be honest, dodging a punch, in my opinion, is way more satisfying than actually landing one. Because when you dodge a punch, you're basically telling your opponent, I'm able to think and act faster than you're able to move your hand. And that honestly says a lot. I mean, look at how I got dodged by Lucas for 24 seconds. He was basically showing me my brain is moving way faster than yours, and in a real fight, you can try throwing everything you want at me. Whenever I want, I can just press square like it's a video game and knock your ass out. That's what dodging feels like, honestly. It's like Wii boxing when everything goes slow motion, but in real life. And honestly, so far so good. My confidence is through the roof. I want to start sparring. Put somebody in the ring with me. Let's see what happens to them. And I was quickly humbled because I realized that a human being is nothing like a boxing bag. They're not going to just sit there and wait to get knocked out by you. They move, they think, they react. And as you're sparring, one thing that's kind of interesting is that not only is your heart racing because of how heavily intense this workout is, but you know that I can probably get punched in the face right now. And I probably am going to get punched in the face, kind of like how I did. Is lucid crow. And you have to just keep on going. Everyone's watching. You can't just, you know, get tapped out and fall on the floor like a little kid. You have to keep on moving forward. And that fight or flight really does take a lot of energy out of you, bro. And honestly, it does make you a lot better because it's kind of like touching a stove, a hot stove as you're a kid. There's an actual punishment for your action, and you likely will never touch a hot iron or a stove ever again because of how much it hurt last time. So when you're sparring and you lean too far forward, or you have bad foot movement, or you're not dodging punches properly, you know, hey, I just got cracked in the jaw because I dropped my hands for a second. I'm never gonna drop my hands again. There's a big difference between your coach saying, hey buddy, keep your hands up, and you getting cracked in the jaw. I mean, one's gonna teach you a lot faster than the other. The only thing that worried me as I was sparring was that I just had a nose surgery recently. And if I got one good punch to my nose, I would have had to do the surgery all over again and have to gone through all of that for basically no reason. I had a balloon sinuplasty where they basically placed a needle through my nose, expanded it to fix my deviated septum and also open up my airways. And after going through that entire recovery process, I start boxing and I broke it again. I didn't break it fully, but I deviated my septum. I got hit with a mean right hook from here to going there, and now my septum is literally pushed to my right side. There might be one operation that I can do that's not too bad, where they put some like radiation and they kind of like zap my nose. I'm so mad. I should have got the freaking nose guard the same day I joined boxing. At least now I know if I get into a real fight and someone has to get their ass laid out, I'm not gonna be worried about my septum being deviated because it already is. So easy dub, baby, easy dub. Let's go. I just had an operation done on my nose to kind of open up my nose. It doesn't really fix the deviated septum that I just got from boxing. Let's see if I can breathe better in the next few weeks, hopefully. All thanks to boxing. So now we're about 3 weeks into boxing and it feels good. Like I'm really making progress. My confidence as a human being is just through the roof. I can protect myself already at this point. I'm no pro by any means, but I actually know what I'm doing. And I dedicate all of my success to killing my ego the second that I walked into that gym. I knew when I walked in that I was gonna suck at boxing, be absolutely horrible. But if I come back every single day, I only could get better. I mean, really, I can't get worse at boxing, right? So I continue to return every single day, and I came with humility. I came knowing that I know nothing, and my coach is gonna teach me everything. And I learned a little bit every single time that I walked into that building, and that's how I was able to absorb this skill like a sponge. And most people have an ego, and your ego literally ruins every chance that you have at learning every new skill. It blinds you entirely. So let this boxing video that you're watching right now be a standing proof that if you walk into any situation with humility, you will always come out smarter, better, or stronger every single time. Now, most people get into boxing and they realize it's not just about throwing your hands. You have to also unlock your hips and twist your feet. All of these small things that happen from your waist down generate so much more power opposed to you just throwing your hands and standing straight up. Now, that's why boxers are always using the jump rope. I got really good myself in these past few weeks. Jump roping is great not only for your heart health, but for your feet movement as well. The same way that I'm bouncing left and right on the jump rope is the same way that you move while you're in the ring. Speaking of the ring though, I did have one major issue. And even though I am working out every single day, my heart was not in the right shape to be a boxer. Just a few rounds in and I was dead. That was 4 rounds of sparring. Watch this sweat angel behind me though, watch this. So we start prioritizing doing road work, jump roping, and anything to keep my heart rate up. As we're sprinting full speed relays going back to back with all the boys, it gives you this level of energy that you just wouldn't get if you were by yourself, especially when you're doing road work and you find your local fire department and then they ask you to join their workout with them. Oh, this was sick. They put a 50-pound vest on me to simulate the actual fire gear, and they made me go 1-to-1 with an actual firefighter.
Damn! There you go, bro. There you go. Come on, let's go.
Sit him all the way up. Yep. Hey, sit him all the way up first. It'll be easier. Sit him up and
This boy's heavy.
under there.
Too easy.
Let's go.
That euphoric feeling when you push yourself to the limit, honestly, I was feeling like 5 times a week, and I couldn't do that without my boys, Malik, Munib, and Lucas. I didn't even know these guys before I started, and now they're my freaking brothers. They pushed me every single day I was in that gym, and I'm so much better because of them.
Oh!
go.
And now we're at the end of the 6 weeks. Back-to-back footage of my first week, my first day, versus my last day of the 6-week journey.
Vámonos.
Damn.
Boom, 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 boom.
Now compare that to my first week. It's night and day. I couldn't punch, I couldn't defend myself, I couldn't throw my arms, I had no stance, I couldn't move my hips, my legs, my feet, nothing was working properly. 6 weeks later of training almost every single day, and you got yourself this.
1, 2, sub 2. Again. And then hook up. And then jab.
My intention when I first walked into that boxing gym was to try hard for 6 weeks and just see what could come out of it. I never really intended on doing boxing for any time after I finished this little course. But honestly, I don't think I'm ever gonna quit boxing. I'm a lot stronger, smarter, faster. I can defend myself, I can defend my family, and for the first time in my life, I don't care how big anybody is, I'm not going down without a fight.
Hey, Alex.
Please subscribe so we can finally hit 1 million subscribers. I appreciate you watching my full boxing journey, and pretty soon you're gonna see my full kickboxing journey. I'll see you then. Peace.
1, 2. 1, 2 across. Double jab. Across. Body. That's knee. Then under. Back like round kicks. Bad. Knee. Roll under. Jab, jab. Overhand. Oh, kick to the face.